Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me again, Insane Gorilla, and, well, welcome back to another Star Wars What If. Obviously, it's Deku again. Now, you're most probably wondering, Insane, you've put, what if Deku, what if Deku was in Star Wars again, but this time it's the droid army returns. Care to explain why? Well, considering, if you read the lore, the Separatists weren't really going to lose any time soon, considering they can still produce droid units by the hoofful. And technically, they didn't actually need to pay, considering droids you don't actually have to pay for. And if the real Separatist Council, aka the ones who had all the mining industries, the production facilities, this, that and the other, they could basically pass all regulations and say, look, droids are products for the war. So technically, we don't have to actually pay to have a droid army. We can only then have to pay for our foods, water, everything else apart from the droids. The droids are, well, they don't need food, they don't need water. They can basically go into every kind of environment, apart from environments that eat metal, apparently. Mace Windu's homeworld, by any chance. And if you don't know, yes, Mace Windu's homeworld actually eats metal. Park an X-Wing there, and within 5 days it will be completely nothing but spare components that have been eaten away completely. So, yeah. Anything mechanical, well, metal-based, that's gonna die pretty quick. Only if you have something that's not requiring a certain liquid to keep it going, to keep the metal-eating bacteria away, then yeah, you're good. But you also are wondering, who is this, moth that keeps herself hidden quite well? And it turns out she's always working through proxies and that. I'm talking about proxies, like people who basically she makes look like herself. A bit like what Thrawn does. Which, by the way, if you're asking if Thrawn's going to turn up soon, not yet. He ain't gonna turn up yet. So just be waiting for him, because he's gonna turn up whenever I decide he's gonna turn up. But there is a certain force wielder who is gonna turn up. And I looked at the poll earlier. Well, as soon as I put the poll up, I left it for 6 hours. Because I actually had things to do, because I was planning to do a video today anyway, or tonight. And I looked at it 6 hours later, and oh boy, the poll was, where do you want the story to truly begin before I get to Utapau? Safe to say, I have a feeling that it's going to be this one planet. And I'm sort of giddy, because, well, you're going to have to watch and listen, or just listen to it. So yeah, let's get this started, shall we? With Momo hugging her father. Because if you remember from the last video, Momo is now officially dead in the eyes of the public. But she's thoroughly alive and well in reality. She's pretty much alive and very well. And the reason why you're asking, well, her dad faked her death. So, yeah. And Deku kind of tried to kill the man who was forcing her to marry his son, aka Endeavor. And Momo actually knows of Endeavor and of his youngest son, Shoto, who has his eyes on someone else. Type down in the comments who you want it to be, and I'll say. Anyway, Deku, Momo, and her father's former work colleagues, because they all got disbanded, due to the Empire's crackdown on, well, aliens and all that. As all aliens should be treated as second-rate citizens, and not the humankind. The humans have to be treated as first priority citizens. Aliens are literally, nah, don't bother. They just lie. Basically, the xenophobia sort of starts kicking in, considering all the separatists were in fact aliens. And, well, xenos, if you're speaking 40k terms, and only a few of them were human. So yeah. And yeah, those two Deku and Momo go down, have breakfast with Momo's father. And, well, the droid that I completely forgot a name of again, I think it began with a C. Calderis, I think her name was. Yeah, Calderis. I think that's what I named her. I'm just going to have a look and see what I named her again. Well, they all eat, have a few words, until one of the, girls who works for Momo's father speaks up. She roughly looks a little bit like Momo Yaoyorozu as well, but with slight difference. She has got blonde hair and green eyes. She looks at Midoriya saying, "So, you're our new boss," which is, I have nothing against you, but if we're going to be leaving with you, who is your second, to take charge just in case you fall ill and we actually have jobs to do? Deku sort of looking up at her and then looks at Momo saying, she'll be next in charge. She has more of the money aspect in it, so she can sort of figure out where we'll go next. Job-wise, I would say it would be you, because you have worked with Mr. Yaoyorozu a lot longer, so you know the trick of the trade of building and that. So if I like to try and be flexible. Money aspects, Momo. Building aspect will be you. And if anybody's got wiring expertise, they will stick to their actual profession. Considering there are 15 of you. And I have, 25 worker droids and 39 security droids. So technically, we'll be set for security. I may, if we get hired for any other jobs out there, I'll be able to buy some more security droids for the ship. Okay. Izuku Midoriya, right? That's your name? Indeed. Good. Not that I have anything against Miss Momo Yaoyorozu over there. The money aspect is good for an accountant. We are not going to be building an accountant place? What are we truly going to be building? As all fair love and dues, I love to stick it to the Empire a little bit because I love working with non-humans. Because to me, it doesn't matter if you're non-human or not, you're still a person. You're not this slave like everybody seems to think non-humans are these days. Take our Rhodian friend over here. Sorry, Grebe. Ajivan Yeah, I'm glad you take no offence. I'm sort of using you as a kind of an example here. Agabada. Sorry, again. Creeper over there, he'll be instantly put in jail. Or hell, be taken to a work camp. Just because he's not human. I'll most probably get a slap on the wrist and a warning saying never work with pardon, imperialism here. Never work with aliens. Aliens are nothing but treacherous. But the only treachery I see are the people. I don't see any treachery coming out from anywhere else. It's just the people. Gimambacho. Kamama Kankan. Sorry, Crisp, but it's kind of true though, isn't it? Gimambacho. Ama Imanmanda. I know. If we could take down the Empire ourselves, just by linking our arms and saying treat all people, including if they're non-humans, as equals, everybody will just get gunned down in the streets. You hear about, what was that planet called? Some planet in the mid-core, in the mid-rim. What was it called? I forgot the name of it. I really have. But anyway, there's a planet out in the mid-rim. The locals rioted against the Empire because they were treating the non-humans as slaves and as personal property. All their assets that they had were seized and given to humans. And when the locals rioted, even humans, the Empire gunned them all down in the streets. Anybody who fought back was immediately announced as a traitor and a rebel. And make it worse, it was the clone troopers that did all this. And not to mention those new TK troopers. Whatever that means. Does anybody know what TK even stands for? Tactical cores. Tactical cores? Yeah. Or trooper corps. I don't know. I'm just going to call them the trash corps, because I bet they can't even hit the broadside of a cruiser. That's the point. They couldn't. They couldn't even hit a bucket. The only way they managed to deal with all the rioting civilians is because they were all lined up. Some were kneeling, and they were all just firing into the crowd. Although with all those blaster bolts, you're about to hit something, or miss. How do you know all this? Honestly, I swear to God, I do not want to go back to my homeworld. That planet was my homeworld. I got out of there. I watched my mother and my father, my two sisters, and my baby brother who was still an infant. These TK troopers didn't spare the children either. I was the second eldest. Hell, I even had a boyfriend. And he was gunned down just for buying food. He didn't really care anything about the Empire as long as the way he needs to live was not threatened. Just got pointed at, rebel, shot. I keep all this information buried deep down inside because I do not want to see my homeworld again. It just brings up too many bad memories. With everybody sort of looking at her with kind of shocked and saddened expressions, even Deku knows what it's like, as he says, just perks up saying, "I'm better get back to his image. I know exactly what it's like to lose family. I've lost both of my parents, and I've lost my sister. She was only an infant. The clone troopers just kicked all the bodies around. Any still alive, they shot. An officer put his hand up, grabbed the infant, and walked off. Haven't seen her since. My parents hid me. They hid me in a box. In a pretty decently concealed box, but it left enough of a crack for me to see them get gunned down. And my parents were separatists. That's when everybody drops everything, including Momo. I don't think I said this, but yeah, Momo didn't know that his parents were actual separatists from the Separatist Alliance. He removes his helmet, his hood covering his hair, as he says, you can't really see, but I do have a few horns there. My father, Hisashi, I know my mother and father by name, including my sister by name, because I'm the one who named her. My father was a Zabrak. My mother was a human. I developed more humanoid features than my father, than my father's features. But I do have some of his a few horns on top of my head. So I keep myself well and truly covered and out the way. I do not want to be seen by the Empire as a hybrid or a hybrid mutant. A mutant between two different species. That's why I keep my hood up. Even on my home world, which is just 1 parsec away, in a different sector, completely different sector, I had enough credits just to get onto the ship, onto the shuttle, and here. But even then, I was almost taken away to the prison, because I was almost discovered. And I was dying from a disease, mind you, so I wouldn't have lasted long in a prison anyway. What disease were you suffering from? I forgot the name. I don't really care. I just hope I don't have to go back to that planet. If I do, it'll be very hard. So I know what it's like to lose family and friends. Honestly, but I haven't had a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend, so I don't know what it's like to lose a love of your life. Honestly, I don't know about it. It is still hard, though, seeing your own family member die. Right in front of you, mind you, and then your little sister, who is still an infant, barely able to walk, or let alone crawl, get grabbed by an Imperial and taken off-world. Now imagine how that feels for a 5-year-old, seeing that Imperials have taken their sister and killed their parents. And that sister has grown up with Imperial intentions in mind. So she is most probably an Imperial somewhere, most probably 10 years old, causing problems. Somewhere being, oh, look at me, I'm an Imperial, I hate... sorry. I hate, and all of you, sorry, as well, I hate aliens. So imagine what will happen when she finds out that not only had people taken her away from her home world, but they also brainwashed her to think that she had no other family apart from the one she has been with. Now imagine her surprise when she find out that there's someone called Midoriya looking for his little sister, and her name is Izumi Midoriya. Now imagine that. You believe all your life that your parents in front of you that have raised you as one of their own, taught you everything that you should know, distrust aliens at all time, all of a sudden for somebody to say, I am Izuku Midoriya, I am looking for my youngest sister, Izumi Midoriya. Has anybody ever seen her? She was taken from such and such a planet when she was an infant. I should know, because here's the image of me and her when we were little. Well, when she was a baby and I was 5. Now, I know exactly that pain. Yes, you don't have anybody to go back to anymore. I understand that. I have somebody to try and find, and I doubt she'll want anything to do with her older brother. 15 years of age, and tomorrow's my 16th, so technically 11 years, well, a few years younger, 6 years younger than her brother. I will be honestly surprised if she even believes. She's most probably in a royal family. Most probably being groomed to be the princess of that royal family. And when she most probably sees, let alone hears, that not only were her foster parents lying to her face, but it turns out that she's most probably got a brother who has been looking for her, she's most probably going to be more inclined to go with the family that she's known of all of her life, rather than a family she should be with. Now, I don't care much for the Imperials, but if I do see my sister and she is one of these royals, and she is a stubborn brat, and she is attempting to kill me, I will not hesitate but to either A, stun her, or kill her. I will not hesitate. That's when everybody sort of drops, once again, everything they're doing. There's even, well, James Yaoyorozu, his wife, and Momo, along with everybody there, including the droid, sort of look at him in stunned horror, saying that he will kill his own sister if need be. And if some people write in the comments saying, yeah, that kind of is true, if she's shooting at you, yeah, you're going to have to take drastic action, shoot back or stun her, and most probably slap her a few times to get the point across. Or hell, even have all the evidence proving that she's actually your younger sister and you are both related. Yeah, an infant's not really going to know the difference between her real parents and her fake parents. But hey, people can dream. Anyway, as he finishes what he's saying, as James Yaoyorozu sighs, saying, I think that's enough sad stories for today. Right, we better get to our shuttle, or ship. Speaking of ship, where is it? Landing Bay 5. I had to scrounge and do a few illegal things to scrounge enough money to get a pretty decent ship. But it's only got enough fuel to get from us to one place to another, so we're going to have to, find a few places first to, well, A, give our services out to help build stuff, to give, obviously build stuff and some security to, well, obviously secure some places. But we also need to find a new planet. A planet that is not biased against people using droids to do the heavy lifting. Not until we reach Utapau. Then, screw everybody else. That's when things can really go either pear-shaped for us or pear-shaped for the Empire. As everybody looks at him, apart from Momo and James, along with his wife, because all three of them know exactly what Izuku is planning, because he's told them. Flashback. Momo, James, and Momo's mother. You what? You want to take on the Empire with an army of droids? Yes. Yes, I do. Izuku, Midoriya, you do realise how utterly insane that is. Yes, I do. What happens if you get caught? I won't be. Who's going to know what you look like if you're hiding underneath a cloak and a mask? And you've got gloves on so you don't leave a fingerprint, and boots so you don't leave any footprints. The footprints can still be picked up on. I know. But that's why I have going to be putting some boosters on the bottom, so I hover above the ground. I literally need to be like a ghost. And I would not be afraid to put myself as a ghost. When I start making those droids, I'm going to start them off small battle droid units. Upgraded versions than the previous ones in the Clone Wars. Sure, there were some really good droids like droidicas, but they weren't exactly effective against everything. They could be easily disabled through droid poppers and electromagnetic pulses, which if you put them in an iron storm, that iron storm's going to short circuit the entire army. But if you upgrade them on for that Pacific planet, like the Aqua droids, and I have seen a few Aqua droids underwater on my homeworld. Those Aqua droids can survive underwater for years without being rusted away. But the same could be said for the common battle droid. Upgrade their Pacific armament and chassis to where they can get hit by a direct lightning bolt, but still keep themselves going after that lightning strike. It goes to show that you can do anything. That's where the Separatist Alliance failed. As soon as they had a target, they were completely overwhelmed by their own suppliers. The ones that supplied the entire droid army for them. They became the true council, not the parliament of the Separatist Alliance. You've thought of everything, haven't you? Not everything. The not everything part is how the hell am I going to be able to ship them off-world to start a little bit of a campaign against the Empire. And with the ship we've got, we wouldn't be able to do that for very long before the Empire catches us, tortures us, and most probably executes us for being traitors. They'll most probably be Crisp and his other non-human companions first. No offense to you guys, again. Then it will be us. Akima Batoto. Aba Kararampan? Kima Matota. Clifampoto. Alright, you two. Calm down. Kima Batota. Kamarana. Kinana. Ugana Singato. Nama. Navakanana. Uvava Levik. I know what you guys are saying. Trust me. Let the kid finish. Please continue, Midoriya. No, they have good points. They do need masks. They do need to hide their identities as well. Because if we all start doing this, it's going to be mightily hard for the Empire to try and track down our faces. They'll know what races we are. Unfortunately, you can't hide Twi'lek tails. Your Lekus? Ah, okay. Never mind. Anyway, the Twi'lek can't exactly hide her basically head that well. Again, no offense. Kamana. Good. I'm glad you didn't take offense to that. Ugh. And to you, unfortunately, to Gruta. I know. My Lekus are a bit too poignant to not point out. Yeah. They're kind of sticky out. They're a bit too pointy. Just a bit. The Rodian we can, well, Crisp we can hide, because he's technically a little bit short for a Rodian, but you can hide him pretty well. Bachota, Katochigota. Hey, calm down, Crisp. Calm down. I'm saying that as a good thing. You can hide in practically anywhere. You're virtually perfect for a spy. Who better to watch over your enemies than a spy? One that is short enough so people won't really see him, and not well known enough for people to really care. We'll just have to make sure you're not in heavily human populated areas. Kotanata. Crisp. Calm yourself, man. But here's a point that I do need to point out, Midoriya. Shoot. Where will be the first planet that will be willing to accept us to help build? Honestly, I doubt there will be any place. Apart from Tatooine. That means we'll also have to bury ourselves to, kiss up to the Hutts. Including Jabba's rival. Depending on which place we go to on Tatooine. We could always go to Hoth, but the machinery will quickly freeze over. And plus, Hoth is virtually like a pirate outpost on Hoth anyway, that recently went silent. According to the Holonet, that Hoth recently was, being controlled by a pirate crew, and that pirate crew suddenly disappeared, so I guess they've all frozen over somewhere. So I ain't going to Hoth. There's another place though, Yavin 4, but that jungle's a little bit too dense, and there's those horrifying temples. And I don't particularly want to go there. Those temples seem to freak me out. Something's telling me to stay away from them. Something or someone. Something. Every time I think about going to that place, I get this strange feeling that says no. I feel very tense every time I bring that place up. Kibabatuta Kuva Kanana? I don't know, Crisp. Of course. Kimato. Ama Rosa? No, can't be possible. There's no way he'd be one of them. If he was, I wouldn't follow him. No. Don't lie. Even if he was, I'd still follow him. Because, hey, if he has mystic powers, what harm could be done? Miwato. Ama kuba limit kana mana ka libik and naganaya umana tuba limit. Dekaro umala libikona uda nemeka. Debik. How about water? Just call you Draxon. How about? Okay, Draxon. What do you mean about these former warriors that protected the Republic? Obama limekama kola omamata uda kolonobot. Umama kananata ko. Anta funa? Ima fatonda. So there were these monks who could wield mystic powers and had these swords of light, or beams of light, coming out of a hilt. And they would deflect blaster bolts. Kamana, let me come na. Pata, toda. Heart and soul, but not the mind. Nada. That sounds interesting. May need a research on this Jedi group. I wouldn't if I were you. Why not? The Jedi are all extinct and all records of them have been erased. How would you know? I used to work in the Jedi Temple. I got out just as the clone troopers were about to enter and they started gunning down all the Jedi. You seem to know a lot about this. Well, yeah, I saw the whole massacre. 3 of the youngest Jedi were actually my friends. Whenever they had their time off, they would help around the Jedi Temple. Whether it be delivering messages to the Jedi Masters, or hell, just general meditation and training. But also they would help me out in the hangar bay, because I was one of the main guys in the hangars. Until one of their own betrayed them. She blew up the hangar bay. I barely made it out with my life. I was on a bed for a few years, well, for a few weeks as I got healed. Got back to work. Started refixing the entire Jedi bloody landing zone. And a day before I retired, just to go and do some more building work somewhere else due to the money problems that I was having with my wife and that, before she unfortunately passed away. We were not during labour with our first child, and my daughter didn't survive. 2 days later she was dead. Heart disease claimed her. Sorry to hear that. Don't be. I don't regret it. I can't really regret anything for not being able to help. It was just their time to go, I guess. True. Huh? Okay, just to stop you boys from talking for a bit. How will we be able to get off-world? How big is this transport you've got us? It can hold roughly around about 35 people. With me, you, and our little bunch of misfits here, plus the droids that can go into the cargo bay. We'll have plenty enough space for other people. Right. So what's going to be activated first? The security droids? Calder. Yes, sir. How many security droids do we have? As you said, 39. The security droids don't take up that much space. It's the human space that needs to be filled. But you don't have enough credits to even hire some more people. Let me worry about that. There's a good way of making money, and that's information gathering. Information gathering? So you're going to be a what? A shadow broker now? Or an information broker? Not entirely incorrect there, Momo, but entirely missing the point. We're not going to be selling personal information to anybody, so I'm not going to hack into things. My primary thing is building and recreating things, like the droids. Those droids were something I made, personally. Okay, yes, I had the nanobots to help me out with it, but I still made them. Before the Iron Droid Works got shut down. Now, what would you say about selling tactical droid information to the highest bidder? You're talking about a black market deal to sell Clone Wars tactical data from a separatist command droid. A tactical droid, yes. You're insane, but I can't even see where it goes. Data on those tactical droids could cost you over 2 billion credits each on the tactical side. Because a lot of a lot of military commanders will want that information. Hell, you may even find a senator who has his own personal army. And he can see this tactical data and realise that they most probably still have old Clone Wars doctrines. Okay, the Clone Wars doctrine is changing for a more imperialistic style doctrine, but the separatist doctrine and data could still fetch you a hefty sum of credits. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why I appreciate her being an accountant. Money is always a smooth talker. Thank you to mention it. But we still need to hide your identity. At least until we properly get set up. Why? If you haven't already seen the news recently, Momo... Oh, by the way, I failed to mention the flashback ended some time ago. I failed to mention that completely. If you understand, Momo, and if you've watched the HoloNet recently, an explosion went off on Coruscant in sweet old Endeavour's quarters. He's still alive. And I doubt you just turning up dead the same day will be too coincidental for him. He will most probably still believe you are alive, so he's going to send bounty hunters after you, because he will most probably believe that it was you to begin with, and not some 15, 16-year-old kid that he most probably thought would not know how to make explosives at that caliber. Drig. Come on. I was an inventor. I made battle droids from the Clone Wars work again. I made a guerrilla campaign on my home world, even though I was dying. So that's how I knew how to make high-yield explosives. I didn't immediately make battle droids, I made explosives. Started off small, but as I got more and more efficient in making them, I started moving on to robotics and attaching small mouse droids with high-grade explosives in small packages inside them. So as soon as they went up to Imperials, detonate. Boom, they're gone. Just annoyances at first, but as I slowly get more advanced in the droid department, I figured out how to get the battle droids from the Clone Wars that got shut down, reactivate them, and get them moving again. So, if you think about it, Kamanara Kononaka Gawabakanota. Way to go, kid. Way to go to stick it to an Imperial. But unfortunately, you didn't really finish the job, did you? Because he's alive. I'm not flying all the way to Coruscant to go and end him. And what I could gather from the holonet, he was calling me the Mad Mechanic. Pfft. Predictable. Mad Mechanic sounds quite good. Because you're mad. You're a mechanic and you're goddamn mad. I'm not that mad. I know when to call it quits. That's why I called it quits on my home world and left it. Because there was nothing I could do. Did you also cause that massive security prison break? Yeah, but it kind of went sideways pretty quick. All the prisoners saw the droids and said, hey look, scrap the droids and nick their weapons. Against all the Imperials that were also shooting the prisoners and the battle droids. I think you can imagine I kind of screwed up. I didn't really count on the explosives that I used to break all the prisoners out for the prisoners only to turn on the droids that were there to actually rescue them. And I got through the comms that one of them was saying, wait, we're here to save you. We're here to get you out. Before his head got blasted off. Oh. Yeah. Oh. But hey. Let's all get up. Get our stuff ready. You guys won't need to disguise this just yet, unlike Momo. We will leave this planet immediately. Hang on. As they all make their way to the landing pad. With all the droids that they need getting loaded up onto the ship. With one of the other engineers, who is a Folian, who actually speaks pretty good English because he's got tubes on him. Excuse me. Yeah, go ahead. I like your little speech and all that with everybody, but what? But what happens to us if we go get caught out and you're nowhere around and the Empire barrels down on us because we're aliens and that, including Momo? I got security droids, they know to aim at the Imperials. Yeah, I know, but the Imperials have, strength and numbers. We don't, and I doubt those 39 security droids could do much. They are elite designs by me. The first batch were prototypes. These new 39 of them are the real deal. But how would these new models save us? Could Imperials hit the broadside of a cruiser with their tiny little blasters? No, but there's the answer. These bad boys can actually hit the broadside of a cruiser with their targeting sensors off, just having to use visual cues they'll still be able to hit.
But wouldn't those visual cues be linked to their targeting sensors?
No. You see, you would think the droids would see things in red. And, well, black and white and black. Black and white. But they'll be able to tell which is friend and foe through IFF scans. These have colour optics. That means that they can see and see things clearly in clear colours.
So because my skin is brown, they'll be able to know that I'm a Folian.
Well, they'll be able to tell. All droids would have been able to tell that you're a Folian. Due to your neck being, due to your body being the way it is.
Yeah. I didn't think of that.
You don't need to apologise.
But still, I still have great difficulty believing in these droids of yours. No offense to you. I believe you're a good man and you know what to do, but still,
Hey, focus.
I know, but still, it's kind of hard to trust the droids. How will you know the droids won't immediately uprise against you?
Because I'll give them a target that they can't ignore. The Empire.
I know, but if you give them, self-awareness and that...
I've already given one droid self-awareness.
Really? And what happened to him? Did he rebel?
No, he remained faithful. You got his memory core right here. On a memory card. Or on a spike stick, to be precise.
I see, so... You're able to reprogram all droids, like this one?
Yes, I pretty much am. But still, don't worry. We'll get out of this.
I guess I'll have to believe you then. I'm sorry for doubting you.
It's okay. When I first came up with this, I thought that was crazy. But give it more and more thought, you then understand that everything is not all shifty and black market deals. There are some true gems for you to keep hold of.
I see. Sorry yet again. I'm going to get on the ship now. By the way, all the droids have been uploaded. Well, boarded on. The security droids are now going on next.
Very well. Let's go. As they would leave. Momo would sort of look at him saying, what was that all about? He seemed to be very apprehensive about leaving. He was just having worries about the security droids. That was it. So that's why he would literally take an hour to get on board. It hasn't been an hour, it's only been 20 minutes of us talking. I know. Let's go. Okay, everyone, sort out your living arrangements. We may be sleeping on the ship for a long while until we get a contract. Sure. Who put you in charge already? I believe the boss there is still in charge. I know, I'm just saying. She's right, people. Get your living quarters sorted. Right. Well, there's plenty of rooms here for people to live. I thought you said you just got an ordinary transport. Well, this was the cheapest one I could find. It's the cheapest? Man, this looks like luxury to me. Hey boys and girls. There are only single beds in all these rooms. All single beds with their own bathrooms. I wonder what the captain's quarters look like.
I hope they look the same. I don't want to think the captain's getting all the better stuff. Let's see, shall we? And sure enough, it's got 2 beds in it, on different sides of the walls, with 1 bathroom. See, Folian? The captain does get the same quarters as all of you. It's not comfortable at all. It's exactly the same. It's just got 2 beds on either side. I guess I'm good with it for now. Don't worry, you'll head off. It's kind of hard not to.
So, where should we go first? I got one jungle planet in mind. When the Clone Wars ended, the planet was abandoned by the Republic / the Empire. As soon as the Jedi were immediately wiped out, the Empire left it alone. So I bet the walking carpets wouldn't mind us stepping on their turf for a bit. Furball. Do you mean the Wookiees? Indeed. That was a terrible Wookiee noise. I tried. We're going to Kashyyyk? Bingo! The Togruta got it right. Quite quickly, I might add. Well, as soon as she said the Wookiees, I immediately knew what you were talking about. Yeah. Let's go. Right. Let's first you take off and leave. Wait a minute. God damn it. The image is exactly the same. Damn. Anyway. As they leave to burst off to Kashyyyk. As soon as they get there, they see, this. All these ships of Star Destroyers above the planet. With all the TIE fighters flying around. As they enter the planet's atmosphere, they see dozens of cruisers flying up high, bombarding the surface, unloading the newest all-terrain armoured transports, and the chicken walkers too, if you know what the chicken walkers are. ATSTs. As Dooku lands them far, far away from the battlefield, in a place that nobody goes to anymore, considering it was the biggest place a battle on Kashyyyk had ever gone to. As Deku and Deku and 10 or 20 of the security droids, with the other security droids staying behind, walk out into a field of, semi-scrap metal part of the scrap metal, with a few new fires due to Imperial landers burning on, entry, with quite a few dead stormtroopers around. As Deku picks up the DC blaster, the newest model, as he looks at the armour, blue and white. As Deku looks at their armour, he sees an officer with a hollow disc. As he kneels down and picks up the blaster, his hand shoots up and grabs his, as he'll just say, "Please,
kill me. Please.
Very well, Imperial. Scum.
What?
As a single blaster bolt is fired into his head. Well, you don't see it there because the helmet was removed. But Deku did shoot the guy, stripped him down of his armor, and put it on. Pretty much, he stripped everybody else of their armor and weapons, and took it back to everybody. Momo, seeing him without his famed mask and has blue armor with burn marks on him, she notices that he also has dragged tons of other, well, pieces of armor. As he would pass them all the armor, saying, "Here, this is how we'll disguise ourselves. We'll scramble all the comm links, we'll scramble everything. We will need this armor." Midoriya, how the hell did you nick all this armor? 15 pieces of 15 armor sets. It's just the Folian and, well, Folian, Twi'lek, Zabrak. Well, not really the Zabrak, because I think the Zabrak's horn is not that big. No offense to you, mate. No problem. Erodium will have a slight problem due to his mouth. Kiamadodo. I know you can hear me. That's why I said it. And the Gruta over there. I can punch a few holes in here, so my Lekus can stick out. Yeah. Twi'lek's gonna have to do the same for her helmet. Krima Matota. I know. You can do it, I swear. And you and I, Momo, we will have the best full armoured set without anything to deal with. No problems, no nothing. A lot of these people are non-human, so they're going to have to alter all the equipment and make it their own. But how would... It's easy. I'll help you put it on. It's not that I don't want to put it on, it's that, well, I didn't really have much in the way of clothing. I'm still wearing the skirt and the t-shirt I was wearing yesterday. I don't think you placing the armour on me and, looking up me. I ain't like that, Momo. I know you're not, but it's just me being cautious. Overly too cautious, if you ask me. Seriously? Sorry, it's being truthful. You'll be fine, Momo. Trust me. Fine. How do I start putting the armour on? I'll be helping you do that, don't worry. Trust me, I had to figure it out when I was down there, so I have a rough idea of how to put it back on. You don't need to ask me how to do it. What do you mean? Because I've already got it on. Okay, you said you were working in the Jedi temple. How the hell did you learn how to put armour on? Watched a few clones when they were there, as they had to take their armour off to give it a quick clean, and just watched them put it all back on again. It's pretty same with this new Imperial gear. Yeah, well, I just had to take a life from the Imperial. Why? What do you mean? One Imperial who I thought was dead was actually still semi-conscious. and dying, so I mercy killed him. Trust me, it still makes me sick. Even thinking about it, I did throw up as well. Because it's the first time I've taken a life, personally. So it's only to be expected. Will we have to take lives? God, I hope not, but if you have to, Momo. Oh, I don't particularly want to. I know, but even accountants have to take risks. This isn't about an accountant taking a risk. It's me putting my... just putting my well-being on the line here. Taking your life is nothing casual. You can take it casually because you're going to be making an army of droids to wipe out the Empire. So you're not particularly going to be pulling the... Well, you may not be pulling the trigger, but you're still going to feel the pain. Because you're going to be ripping families apart. Ripping families apart is just the fun of it. You're sick in the head. Not really. See, if people join the Empire and join their military, their life was sealed the moment they joined the military. The ones who didn't join the military, but they still fight, they're going to end up dying as well, because you shoot at a droid with a gun in its hands, it's going to shoot back. And it's most probably going to be hitting you 10 times more than you'll be able to hit it, Momo. Besides, I'm going to make sure we stick out of all combat zones. Kashyyyk is at the moment fully... Suku? I feel cold all of a sudden. Maybe because you just took a life. And it's still there. No, as in... dark rage. Hatred. Pain, loss, coldness towards others. I'll focus on that later. Let's get the data that we need. There's a huge battleground over there that had nothing but dead droids, and I did locate possible tactical droid. But I need to get there. You could have just got there, yeah, but it's on the edge of a current raging battleground. And if the Imperials see a civilian, they're going to think that I am working with the Wookiees, because they're fighting Wookiees at the minute. The Wookiees are losing, kind of. They have managed to knock over several of those big walker things, which is quite impressive. Those things do seem rather clumsy. If they had 6 legs, they wouldn't be so clumsy to fall down. Yeah, I did see them on the scanners and have visual cues on them. I'm surprised the Imperial fighters didn't shoot us down. I probably thought we were just reinforcing the front lines. Midoriya? Go, man. Sorry, what was your name? Because I never really got it. Even though you are a Togruta. Thanks. My name is Marcus. Okay then, Marcus. What's up? Well, if it's on the edge of a battlefield and you turn up in blue armour with stormtrooper-like appearances, they're going to think you're one of them. And they're going to say, you take a few men and go around the other side. Flank the Wookiees. I know. That's why I'm trying to stick out of sight. The tactical droid is in relatively good piece. It's just a little bit rusty. But once I get back here, I'll be able to put that nanobot gauntlet back on. Or wrist gauntlet back on. And I'll be able to upgrade the machine and possibly download its data onto a memory spike. then we'll be able to, get the droid's intel and just sell it. Or you most probably get the droid back here, we can take off, and we don't have to sell it. Momo, we need the credits. Any information fighting against the Empire is good enough reason. Even if it is just simple data transference to somebody else who wants the data. I know, but who are we going to give it to? We can't just simply walk up to a senator and say, here you go, we know you hate the Empire. Here's a military doctrine from the Clone Wars from a separatist battle droid that we've just so happily repaired and brought with us. But we downloaded its memory bank anyway, so here you go. How do you think that person's going to react? They're going to say, ooh, I can get them to do anything for me, because I am not going up against the Empire. This is my best chance of making a big impact with the Empire. The information trading business is booming. But we need to be sure we don't, get it into the wrong hands, like Imperials. I've got one person in mind, Momo. And who's that? Well, he is a senator. Oh, no. Trust me, he was a friend of the Republic and of the Jedi. Really? Yes, he also wanted peace with the Separatist Alliance. Who is this brave senator then? Well, after this, does anybody fancy a trip to Alderaan? Organa? You want us to go to Senator Organa of Alderaan? Yes. Deku, or Midoriya, this plan of yours is so insane, it might just work. Thank you for having a bit of trust in me, Momo. Now, seriously? Pat me on the cheek? Yeah, why not? Let's get this armor on you. I can tell in your eyes that you're going to enjoy this. No, I'm not going to enjoy this. Technically, because, it's me touching you, and you don't particularly like me that much. I'll look past this grievance just this once. Okay then. Right, take your high heels off. Okay, why? Because these boots don't have high heels, so you're going to have to keep your feet on the ground properly and not tiptoe it. Almost like you're wearing high heels. Oh, this ain't going to be pretty. No, it ain't. But consider it this way, Momo. I think I prefer you in not high heels, because it makes you taller than you actually are. And I prefer people to look the way they should be looking. Not the way they want people to see them. As a boss, and they get to wear the high heels. Something tells me you just don't like women wearing high heels. If they want to wear high heels, they can wear high heels. No question about that. If they're in the business sector. But you're no longer in the business sector, you're dead. In the eyes of the public. So, no high heels for you, because you are no longer in the business sector. You can keep them around, but I get it. But since I'm no longer in the business sector, I cannot wear high heels. Correct. Okay. Here we go. And she slips off her high heels and actually stands there. Her height actually the same as Zuko. He's actually 6 6'1", she's actually 6'2", almost, just an inch higher. With the high heels, she was 6'4", 6'5". No way, I think I made Mizuku 6'5", sorry. She's basically 6'2". She's not that tall like Deku, but she's tall enough. As Deku starts getting her to put a foot in the shoe, and she says she feels way too uncomfortable in these shoes. Deku would just pat her on the arm, saying, "Don't worry about it. You'll get used to it." Smoke would glare at him, as she would just say, I would never get used to this." You tell yourself that now. As he gets her other foot in the other boot, as he starts doing up the parts that hold the armour to the boot, as he starts going up her leg with the armour. Every stroke of his hand, even though it has the armour on, tickles her. Kind of makes her say to herself, I wish he'd hurry this up. As her face starts going redder and redder and redder, as she tries to hold back a smirk / giggle, because it kind of does tickle her. As he does look down to see that he has a crutch part. As her eyes widen as he tells her to hold one part. As she looks towards the others, as they are laughing their heads off because they know exactly what's coming next. And because she's wearing a skirt, oh boy, this is going to make her look really, really stupid. As she taps him on the shoulder, as he looks up at her, and she puts her hand up, and she grabs a, small vibro blade, as she would begin cutting into her skirt, saying, just don't say anything, okay, and don't comment. As she would cut her skirt in several places. To the shock of others, they're actually surprised that she did this. She would throw the bits that she no longer needs away, revealing her very bright underwear. Deku would kind of madly blush underneath the helmet, as he would just say to in his mind, holy hell, bright ass underwear, okay. Click in the mind and please delete. As he would cautiously put the crutch gear or crutch armour underneath her legs and try to attach it to her hips. Unfortunately for him, he accidentally hit her in the booty, which causes her to kind of clench a bit as she madly blushes and looks down at him with a very angry scowl, as she'd say, after he puts the last strap on, she bends down to him, lifts her helmet up and says, do that again and I'm kicking you where the sun don't shine. With Deku causing Deku to gulp, as he would just say, yes ma'am, oh boy. As he would, start putting some more armour on, he would put the, hand armour on with the gloves, as well to go with it, and everything else, all the way up to her chest area. This was another point of conflict with them, because again, her blouse was kind of, well, in the way. He couldn't really find where to get the straps to, and plus because of her long hair, that wasn't really helping. So again, she takes the vibro blade and cuts some of it off, as she accidentally cut a little bit too far and the whole thing fell forward, revealing, well, as you see in the image, that's what her t-shirt looked like. And yes, she wasn't wearing basically she wasn't wearing a bra, as Deku immediately slammed the armour to her and fastened it up as quick as possible. As he turns away, so embarrassed, he wanted that image to immediately fade from his mind. And everybody else was kind of shocked and embarrassed as well, apart from the ladies in the group, as well, Momo's face went a lot redder than Lord Darth Vader's lightsaber. Just take that into into consideration. So yeah, she then put the helmet on. And again, she had to use the vibro blade to cut her hair, because her hair was a bit too big for her to put in the helmet. So she cut it off. Or sliced it off, I should really be saying. So it's now nice and short. As she, got rid of the last bit of hair that was a bit too long, and she put the helmet on, saying, "I hate all of you, including you, Midoriya." Midoriya would just back up, saying, "Hey, it wasn't my fault. It was your fault because I had to wear this ghastly uniform. It looked like an Imperial. Well, the dress doesn't sort of suit it, so shut up." So, is there anything else to the armour to make it look complete? Yes. I'm going to ask the security droids to teach you how to use blasters. Why? Well, if you haven't noticed, that tactical droid ain't going to drag itself to us. So I'm taking two droids with me, while the rest teach you on how to use blasters. So, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Midoriya! Oh. Calm down, Momo. How can I calm down? I'm wearing armour that makes me look like an Imperial, even though I'm wearing civilian uniform underneath this. Well, if you think about it, Momo, well, as a female Togruta speaks up, if you think about it, Momo, if you were actually wearing a bra, you wouldn't have had him slam that chest armour to you quite as harshly. No offence to you, but I'm a little bit jealous myself, because I have never allowed a man to look at me like that. And he quickly backed off. So, give the kid some slack. I guess you're right. Let's you get these droids out and hopefully start teaching us on how to shoot. We better do it away from the open battleground. Right. This is Deku. As he runs through the forest finding that well, trying to find that tactical droid that he spotted. Eventually spotting it being covered by two dead Imperial soldiers. As he would sigh, saying, "Great. If somebody sees these bodies being moved, they're going to see me." Okay, droids. Is anything... Smoke. Can make smoke. Smoke bomb. How... Right, I double this design, it's a thermal detonator. Dismantle it. Come on. There's the fuse. Right. Deactivate the fuse. There we go. God, I'm glad I know how to disarm these things. And there. And here. Last but not least, this fuse that's right next to the literal firing chamber. Ooh, you bastard, if you're gonna go off now, please make it quick. Ooh. Did anything go off? I don't hear an explosion. Am I in the afterlife already? No. Body's still intact. Feel the grass. Droid's still next to me. Battle's still raging. Yep, I'm still alive. Oh boy, that was the first time I ever had to try and disarm one. Disarmed one when it was already too old to even blow up anyway, but it will still be enough concussion force to send me backwards. But still. As you would hear the hologram beeping, as you would pick it up, activate it, as you would see a guy with a, officer's uniform. "Trooper, I see your squad is still alive. I need you on the front lines immediately." "Sir, I'm currently trying to regain my squad at the minute. We've suffered casualties." "No excuse, soldier. I need you on the front lines." "Sir, I can't leave my men." "Do you want me to remind you that we are currently in the middle of a battle for this pitiful world? Those alien scum are not letting our troopers move off the beaches. This is Lord Vader's request. He wants this planet in the firm grip of the Empire." "Yes, sir. I'll get my people on it." "Good. Command out. And please, get rid of those droids." "Yes, sir." As the guy would hang up. "Damn it! Blasted! How the hell do I get out of this mess now?" Wait, he doesn't know that I've changed my comm unit. So he can't get in contact with me. This is perfect. So he won't be able to contact me again unless he uses this portable hologram. Right. Or holoboard. Perfect. Well, Mr. Imperial Officer, too bad your forces ain't going there. Right. Sorting this out. That's how I do that. Right, let's just hope this works. Smoke bomb out. Okay, you two, with me, now. Roger. As the smoke bomb will go off, next to the two dead troopers, with the tactical droid underneath them. As he would scrounge around, removing the bodies, as he would drag the droid into the, overgrowth, as he would run back to camp with the portable hologram beeping again, with him dropping it, then crushing it is, well, he would leap from over a tree, over a tree, as he would rush back to the others, with the two security droids carrying the tactical droid, which is missing an arm and a leg. As he would reach the others, saying, "Guys, we need to go, now!" And everybody looks like, well, these two. Mainly this guy, with Momo actually holding one of those blasters, while the Togrutas holding the heavy repeating blaster. With him saying, "What do you mean we need to go? I got the tactical droid, but we need to leave. There's an Imperial officer trying to get me to kill people." "I don't see what that's a problem with you. You've killed someone before." "He wants me to kill the Wookiees, and I ain't doing that." Damn. How bad is it? The Imperials are pushing them back. They wanted me to flank around the back with my squad. And I don't have a squad. I only have you guys. That technically makes us a squad. Should we aid the Wookiees instead? No, if we aid the Wookiees, the Imperials are going to notice that there's an unauthorized ship. So we need to leave. Right? Okay, then, everybody, load up on the ship. Honestly, Momo, I didn't realise you were there. If that skirt wasn't giving you away. Shut up, get on the ship. I'm going to have to be wearing this now until I can get, proper clothing back. Don't worry, if we can get enough credits from somewhere. Wait. I guess an Imperial did love keeping his credits nearby. Wait, everybody check your pockets where he just checked. As they would all check their pockets to hear rattling. As they would all open their containers to see that all these Imperials had credits on them at all times. These guys must have been waiting to go to the nearest bar to celebrate this victory. That means I can buy myself some new clothes. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank the Force. Wait, what? Huh? Figure of speech. Let's go. Okay. If you don't mind, I'm keeping this armour. Same here. I'm keeping it. But I might change it. How come? We need to stand out. We need to be looking more opposing. I like it. Fine, let's do it. As they would, leave the planet. With Momo taking off her helmet. So, when should we dissect this droid? When we're safe away from this battleground of Imperial forces. Where should we take course to? Only one place to go. Set course for Dantooine. We're setting course for Dantooine. Wait, what? Midori, I do not want to go back home. Dantooine is my home world. I do not want to go back. We'll only be there for a short while. Why we get the information we need out of the droid. We need a safe place to lie low for a bit. I know you don't want to go there. Believe me, I don't want to bring up any more bad memories for you, but we need a place to lay low. Dantooine is the best place to go. What about Umbara? It's dark enough. No. It won't work. Umbara's close to Kashyyyk, and I bet the Empire's already orbiting Umbara, invading it, because it was a former Separatist stronghold, and there's a lot of Separatist support still on the planet. She's right. And Dantooine is far enough away from the Empire's grasp. Sure, they'll have an outpost there, but they can't control the population considering it's all farmland. Okay. Just please. The city that's nearby, don't go in there. Settle on somebody's land out there somewhere. Hell, even go to La Folle if you need to. The fold's under heavy occupation, considering the Empire's just recently moved in. They're building something there. There's an administration building. We're going to go on there. That means we're going to have to pass by every Imperial regulation, and if they see that we've got their armour, and it's been modified for the Twi'leks, for a few Twi'leks, for the, obviously the two Degrutas, the Rodian, partially the Zabrak too, they're going to know. Dantooine. That's the best place we got at the minute. Okay. Home sweet home I go then. I'm sorry. Please. Just don't bring it up. Okay, I'm going to set a course for Dantooine. And that's where I'm ending it. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. See you possibly all in the next one. And I'm sorry if this is not what you were expecting. Peace.